Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. First off, I want to thank those of you who entered on the Romero for the 540 gem giveaway. The two winners were Ryan Schwartz and Jason Meadows. So congratulations to you two. You do not have to do anything. I already have your codes, your player IDs. I've sent them off. You should see the 540 gems on your account within the week. I don't exactly know how many days it takes. I sent it off to the Plarium employee that takes care of that, and when he gets to it, he will do it. So congratulations. Also, congratulations to Macon Shaw, Saint Bumlord, and Cinnamon Rolls, who are the three winners today on Twitch for the gems. We'll be doing it again at the end of February. I'll post another video, and then in early March, we'll be giving away more gems. So congratulations to the winners. Thank you all for participating and supporting the channel during this time. Now let's talk about my life as a whale. For those of you who do not know, for the last about 6 weeks, I have been participating in Raid Shadow Legends as a whale. I had some disposable income. Usually it would have been a vacation or something, but this year I decided, why not? For the content and for the fun of just living my life as a whale, where I was a little bit more carefree on how much I spent, and I didn't consider so much cost as I considered account progression, right? It was a different mindset, and I'm going to share with you some of the major differences that happen when you go from a low spend or a normal spend to a whale. A few things, I'm not telling you how much I spent because I have no idea. And that was on purpose. You see, a whale does not count their dollars. A true whale just buys. If they want it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. So they don't actually know how much they spend. They have a general idea how much they spend. They have a general idea of what they've spent overall. But, you know, you ask any true whale, they could say, oh, I've spent 40,000 on the game, and it could be 80, it could be 20. They don't really know because it doesn't enter their mind. So I was really trying to replicate that. And the other thing is whales don't spend indiscriminately. I think that would be a Kraken. We weren't going that level. We weren't just buying every pack every day, because that would be irresponsible financially overall. It's irresponsible enough to do this for 6 weeks, but it's absolutely asinine to do it blindly. And I don't have that kind of income. That's if you're making millions of dollars a year and you're just like, screw it, you can do it and you can whale here. But that's the Kraken level we didn't go to. We were looking at packs, and if they could help us, help my channel, help my account, then I bought it. So these are the things that I learned during that time about being a whale and how things change. The first thing, the most important difference that I found was just the pure resource, the different mindset on resources. So when you are a low spend or a free-to-play player, you play around energy. Your energy is the resource that helps you drive the game. When you have energy, you play. When you do not have energy, you stop playing. So right now, 130 energy. I'm sure some of you are having heart palpitations. We got to use that energy at all times. We got to use it. Sorry. We got to use that energy somehow. There's always something we need. There's always something we got to be doing. We have a fusion event coming up. I'm a little bit light on these because I've just leveled a ton of champions. So we want to get that energy going. Secondly is your efficiency. As you can see here, I've already done that, but you need to be efficient with your energy, right? Your resources efficiency is got to be at an all-time high, or it's just not an appropriate way to play. You're just wasting time. You're wasting fuel, essentially. Think of it that way. The energy is your fuel, and if you aren't properly doing it here, we're gonna go with some spirit guys here. So you need to do this. And you need to be efficient. But when you're a whale, this isn't a thing for me. My time is the importance. The game no longer played itself around energy. It played it around my time. So when I was active in the game, like I am right now, when I was actively playing, I was burning my arena tokens that I had to be active for. My 3v3, my Doom Tower, my daily and advanced quests. That is what I did actively. It wasn't about energy. It was about knocking off those objectives. Then my energy, I was energy starved. So everything I bought was about energy. It wasn't about using it efficiently. It was getting it. And once I had that energy, I ran dungeons. Now, I know a lot of people talk about how the most efficient way to run dungeons, for example, I have Bedell. I can farm with that in the Dragon Dungeon. I can do the farming here, and I can, it takes a couple minutes to fight, but I can then farm efficiently because I'm getting resources as well as leveling champions. While a whale, that wasn't my concern. My concern was how quickly can my time be spent to to get these right, this arcane potion in this case. That was my main concern. So I didn't do any level farming in dungeons during my whale out. It was all about overnight, boom, put in 4k energy, 5k energy, as much energy. So my resources were a lot different. It was a lot different of a mindset. And actually, this is a waste of energy, I apologize. But I want to show you, because what limits your play as a free-to-play player is your energy. What limits your play as a whale is your space. It's asset management. And that's for everything, right? For shards, your asset management. I have 200, 2 out of 300. So I got room to pull shards, right? Do I have the room? Look at all that. Like you don't keep, I didn't keep these. I fed all my 2-star just to make room when I was whaling out, because I had a 2-time void and a 2-time ancient shard where we opened a ton of shards. And this was my limiter. This here and the vault, and you can still see I'm like, that's a lot more champs than I usually ever carry. I actually hadn't maxed out either of these abilities before, but I needed it. It was asset management. It was the ability to have room. And that was especially true for gear. What stopped me in gear, you see I have 945 of 1000. So I would get that down to about 900. And then my, this here, I usually had about 200 to 250 spaces, usually actually about 200. So I would make sure I had room for 300, and that's how much energy I would spend. I would kick back a little bit, because when you burn out that energy overnight, you obviously keep playing, and if you keep playing, you'll slowly run through. It will stop if you run out of room, but that way at least I got those last few energies as it ticked through until I woke up and then started going through the gear to sell out the gear. That was so asset management. I was never energy starved so much as I was space starved. I didn't have enough room to whale out. And the same went with Spider. I actually was 5th and I believe 9th in global in the 2 Spider tournaments, because that's how much I was burning. And as a consequence of that, or a byproduct of that, silver no longer became an issue. It is an issue in the game. I don't want to make it out like everyone needs silver issues. As you can see, I have 72 million. When I started this, I never had more than 10 million when I finished the stream. When I finished for the day, I usually had a couple million silver, and then I might do 100 runs overnight, and then I'd build up a little bit of extra energy. But this was up to 220, 140 million rather quickly, and it's only this low because of the whole host of champions I actually built up in that time and geared out, and all the, obviously I'm still doing YouTube content. I'm still building out new champs for my videos. I'm still building out for the Doom Tower, all those sort of things. So we burnt through the silver, but it never became to the point where, oh my God, I can't do this because I don't have silver. That was never the case for me while whaling out, because everything I bought, I had energy. Every time I had energy, I used it overnight. And no matter how much silver I spent the day before, especially during the Spider runs, I would make that energy right back up. Right now, I'm usually hovering between 60 and 70 million. And that's just kind of as a byproduct, just kind of tapering off on the last of the resources I had from when I was spending. That was so resource number one. Resources are no longer. It's a different mindset. Energy wasn't an issue, and silver as a byproduct didn't become an issue. Gems weren't an issue, and it was all about space. It was all about assets. Do I have enough room for champions? Do I have enough room for gear, for artifacts? The next thing is, purchasing no longer became about shards. So maybe I'm pulling shards as a normal free-to-play player. I've saved some money up. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this. To me, this isn't really worth it for me as a whale. And the reason isn't because of the price point. It's because of the energy. Yeah, there's some gems, right? That's okay. But this daily pack, that's hotter to me, because that gives me the energy. Because when I'm going overnight, I want to be able to pop out 3 grand in energy, 4 grand in energy, and just let it farm, especially on Spider, because I typically had more room in Spider. I could go about 500 pieces a night, and it was a lot faster of a farm. So I needed that energy. That was what I was looking for. Any pack that had energy was automatically worth more. These mini mix packs I actually found very worth it, because it gives me the energy. Yeah, the clan boss keys are a waste, but it gave me some chickens. Chickens are good. Yeah, it gave me some shards, whoopee, but it was all about the energy piece to it as well. Like this I would never buy this as a whale. It doesn't matter what this can be $69.99, and it's a great deal for shards, but unless it just happened to be a 2-time sacred event and we were on stream or something, I wouldn't buy this, because I don't care about brews, I don't care about silver, I don't care about XP. I care about energy. So that was one of the biggest shifts in mindset, is that my evaluation of the worth of a pack became very solely centric on energy expenditure. I need the energy. I need that the either the big 1100 or 1500, like the daily pack here. I need these pieces, or I need lots of refills. That was a huge part of it. So as a whale, that became the focus. And then the final piece, what I spent most of my time doing, was optimizing champions gear. Farm level gear. Farm level gear. Farm level. That was every day. As a whale, that was my goal. My goal was to improve my team. I will tell you that, and this is a big thing to note, I don't feel like whaling out gave me a better account. It did incrementally improve some of my champions that I probably wouldn't have seen had I not done this. What it did give me was a way greater variety of champions I could use in all situations. So being a whale gave me more champions, more geared out to a point where I could use them wherever I wanted, depending on some champions just can't use. I built out a lot of new champions. If we take a look here, we'll take a look. I've got a ton in the vault as well, but when we take a look at the champions that I'm using, like 2 Valkyries, built out much better. I have my Ethos is fully built out again. I got a Gurgo that's ready to go. I got 2 Cernyx ready to go. Just about every champion you see on this page is ready to go. I can plug them in where I want to use them, and they can be used. There's a couple that I've kind of stolen gear from, but as you can see, most of them here, they're geared out, they're ready to go. Even if I'm not fully using them in all content of the game, I just have the gear and they're ready to go. And I keep min-maxing them. There's a one example. I used her for Doom Tower. I was gonna bring out Pixneal to gear her, but I haven't yet. But there's a good example where I did poach her. I haven't used her yet this month, but I used her last month for Doom Tower, so that's why she's out here. But most of the champions have gear on them, and I can easily probably re-gear the ones that I stole gear from and have them ready to go. That whaling out gives you more good gear. Doesn't give you more great gear. That's still RNG. You still have that. I mean, percentage-wise, probability, yes, but in the end of the day, it just gave me more champions that I could build out and use as I see fit. It also did improve my base speed by 10. I was able to get 1 new gear piece in that time. Still no new banners. Think about that. Think about that for a second. If you want to talk about RNG and pay to win, I came in 5th and 9th in back-to-back Spider global. That's global in back-to-back Spider tournaments. So think of the amount of energy I spent and the amount of banners and artifacts I got out of those 2 events. And I still have yet to improve this banner. This banner is still the best speed banner I have for High Elves with accuracy or not. I do have one that's not accuracy. That's on my Lysandra. That's on my Arbiter. But either way, I have not improved this gear 1 iota. The other thing I noticed, just for overall power creep, I guess I call it, or the ability to build out my champion stronger, I did not see a whole lot of movement. I will say that I probably do have better gear for my champions. If I were to take the time to consolidate and really look at Ethos, I did build him out a little bit better, but I think I do have better gear to make this stronger. He's pretty good, but I can probably min-max it a little bit better than I already have. But I haven't taken that time to really sit down and go through it. Maybe we'll try the Hell Hades raid optimizer on Ethos, see if we can get him a little bit stronger in Savage gear. Whatever. The point being is, I'm now able to have all these champions ready to go at similar levels. Like, I think these guys, for what I'm using them for, they're all ready to go. That is way more champions. I used to have maybe 8 champions that I was comfortable taking into places like Arena or high-end Doom Tower. Now I feel like I have about 24. So that's one of the others. So the first, again, just to recap, first thing was resources became a non-issue. It was a different mindset on resources. The constraint now became space or asset management. Gear buying things no longer became about shard centric. It became energy centric. I was more important to get good value on energy than to get good value on shards. Although I still bought shards and had fun opening them. That wasn't the key focus. Key focus was on that can I get good energy, and then here I have a greater breadth of champions that I feel are maybe not end game min-maxed, but are at least into late game where I could take them into high-end Doom Tower, I could take them into the arena, and they would fit into my overall team structure. And then a sidebar of that, of course, is I did get some more speed on Lysandra, which was really nice. The final thing I found at being a whale is, at the end of the day, I felt a little bit, I don't want to say empty, but I felt like, you know what, I put a lot of resource into this and I didn't get where I could have been. I think the problem with whaling out in these games, and this is a problem with whaling out in any game, is it's a shortcut. This game has a life cycle, and that life cycle is only extended by new content. But if you're putting consistent, repeated money into the game, then you are circumventing the time frame piece of that. And if you do that, there's going to be a point where you get bored, where you're like, well, geez, I could drop another $5,000 on this and I might not see an iota of change. And I felt like, while I did get, I mean, when I step back and look at it and know that I've built out so many more champions to the point where I can use them, and there's more in my vault. Like, that's not even all the champions that are geared out for use. There's some champions that I put in here that are just, I don't re-gear them a lot. So a lot of these champions are geared for use too. My Ghostborn, my Bad L, my War Chief, my Blind Seer, my other Sir Nick, right? Those are definitely built out. A lot of these champions are built up. I have a lot of 60s, a lot more 60s, I would say, now because of whaling out. But I do feel like, gosh, I felt like I should have a better top 4. And I don't feel like I got there in whaling, and I think that's a cautionary tale. Don't think that whaling out means anything. This game requires 4 or 5 champions to win, and that is RNG. And once you have those champions, to gear them out. And the percentage chance, the probability that you can have an endgame account increases with the amount you spend. But it's still RNG, which means a person who spends less can put together a team that is better min-maxed and better worked out and better for you overall in Arena, in Doom Tower, and whatever content you're trying to get through. It's not just about money. And I think for those of you who are low spend or free to play, I think that's the mindset you have to put in, is rather than trying to have 50 champions that can do everything you want to do, bring her down. Focus on the best gear to get through Dragon, to get through the dungeons, and then really focus your time on the end game content you want to be good at, be that Arena, be that Doom Tower, whatever it may be. Faction Wars if you're trying to finish those last 2 pieces. But if you narrow the amount of champions you're trying to build out and ensure that those champions are the best possible you can, then I think you're going to have a lot more success than just spending a ton of money and then having 50 champions that are almost good enough but aren't really that min-max endgame. So that's my cautionary tale. That is my month of whaling. It was fun. I'm not going to lie to you. Being able to come in and just do what I want in this game was definitely satisfactory. I definitely enjoyed the time. It is over. We're back to only spending what you guys give me through Twitch, YouTube, what I make through the commercials, ads, and all that stuff. So I appreciate your guys' support. I really love you guys for doing it. We're going to have a good February because of some amazing content support we had on Twitch over the last month. So I really thank you guys for that. Mid-February will be the next one for that, and we'll have some fun with that. But we're tailing her back in. Don't worry, I'll still be building videos. I have a lot of champions I was able to build out and are ready. I just have to kind of go through, and books is mainly the problem still, believe it or not. And let's just end this with a fun high note. I needed a few more shards to get to the last of the event for the Summon Rush. This is going to give me that last legendary tome, which I really wanted. So let's open up some. Let's see what happens in this moment. It was fun. I appreciate. Let's see what we get. We got Jingle Hunter. That one's for you, Saffron. We're building Jingle Hunter out for Saffron. For you, buddy. I feel bad. For those of you who haven't heard the story, Saffron went for Sir Nick, ended up in second despite him wailing out to get Sir Nick, lost at the last second, got a really expensive Jingle Hunter, and now he seems to be able to only pull Jingle Hunters. So it's a little bit painful, I think, for him. But we love him. I had some really fun times on his podcast the last couple weeks, so thank you for that, of course. Here it is. We've got essentially 3 more. What do we get? Oh, another. So that's a dupe Chancellor, but she's. I'm looking forward to building her out as well. Last chance to get a legendary champion. We're gonna get it. Oh, we got a soul drinker. Okay, we got 3 more. I'm not opening my voids. That is for next week, and there'll be a 2-time void event, so we're gonna save it for that. Here we go. We got 3 chances left. 2 left, everybody. Are we gonna make magic for YouTube? Probably not. I've always had bad luck on YouTube pulls, but nonetheless, here we go. Last shot. Boom. Well, at least it's an epic. It's my 17th Grizzled Jarl. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. I know it's a little bit different. It wasn't flashy. I wasn't teaching you anything. I just thought it might be interesting to speak a little bit about what it was like to be a whale for 6 weeks in the game. As always, I appreciate you. I hope that you are keeping safe in 2021, that you are practicing social distancing, you're being kind to one another, and as always, I hope to see you in the next video.